All right, let's see if this is working. I can't even tell. I see a bunch of people here. Hi. Holy crap. I've had to make some changes today because this is messed up. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, me, Marty, aka P Dog Night. And I'm assuming you can hear me now. God damn it. Now I need to fix my chat. Hang on. And we're back. Oh, yes, we are. Thank you. Good morning, Pirate Pete. And sounds. Yes, there are sounds. Something is wrong with my Streamlabs OBS, and I can't get my mic to work. So we're here on StreamYards, but that's okay because it is a call-in show today. So how appropriate is that? we just won't be playing any music or intros. You might even not, and you won't even hear the sounds, which some of you are like, oh, thank God you can't use that damn soundboard. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. It is Friday, the 14th of August, 2020, the 395th episode of the Morning Night Live, and it's a Let's Talk show. I'm assuming you can hear me because everyone's saying you can hear me now. OBS, and I can't even use the sound there. But so here we are. How are we doing today? It's Friday. Anyone have any big plans for the weekend? Now I even had a question today with the day to start out, but I'm so flustered right now I can't even remember what it was. Hang on. I don't even need to do this. I just pop up my chat so I can see it over here where I usually like it. All right, hang on. So if you got here earlier, you know we had some technical issues and it sucked. But thank all of you who have decided to come back and join me for this lovely, lovely show. So let's get into it. It is a call-in show today. If you are interested, I think I put it in the description. Let me see the description down here. I'm going to check the description and make sure that this description is right. If you want to get in line for the call-in show, you get to choose the topics today. Yes, I do have it in the description. It's good. And I look so pissed on the first stream. Yes, I was. I could not figure out. And I thought maybe it was I thought maybe I had the StreamYards window open for the call-in show, but I didn't. Usually if you open OBS first, it all works just fine. And for some reason that did not happen. So that wasn't it. That was not the problem. I think I'm the problem. I'm, I did something, but see, I had a Windows update last night, right? And so when I came to start setting things up, a lot of things weren't working. I'm like, oh, I got to redo this. I got to redo that. I got to redo this. And then I had to, and then for some reason, then StreamYards, every time I tried to share a screen. So I'm not going to be able to share any screens today either. If it would use StreamYards in Chrome, if you try to share the screen, your whole Windows shut down. Your entire Chrome window shut down. So you can't do that. I was going to try using it in Firefox. Well, Firefox wouldn't let me unmute my mic for the guest on the show. And it's just turned into a shit show. So I have two streams called the same thing. Haven't really even looked. Let me see here. I want to check on YouTube. I'm going to have one stream where I'm not saying anything. And I don't have a avatar even. Oh, I got to change the I gotta change the here. Let me edit something real quick because this is all fucked up. And I'll get this. I'll get to say good morning, everybody. There will be no. Oh, I don't even have my manual bell today. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna have to do a special type of bell today. Let me change this thumbnail real quick because I even had a special thumbnail for today that I couldn't use because technical difficulties. Everybody loves that, right? Oh, come on. Change there and save. And my computer's running like shit too. So that doesn't help either. All right, let's do this. Let's say good morning to everybody. And I'll just pretend there's a bell. And I don't even know who was really first this morning. I think it was... it was Kevin S was here first. Okay, so I'm going to give Kevin S the bell. Ding. Nice bell, huh? But Pirate Pete was the first to make it back too, so I'll give Pete a bell too. Ding. Why is this not saving? Come on, motherfuckers. Everything's going wrong. But you know what? You know what's going right? You found the stream. And I am absolutely elated about that. So let's talk while I'm waiting. Now, look, if you want to join the show today, it is open mic Friday, so to speak. If you want to join the show and pick a topic and talk about that, we'll talk about that here on the show. I'll just get in the queue underneath the in the description there. It tells you where to go. There's a link. It should also show up in the chat eventually. I reopened the Streamlabs, so at least my bots should be working. And everything's working except for the microphone. So I don't know what the hell's going on. And that's just how it's going to be. So, except I can't read my super chats either. Shit. Come on. Will this help? Will this help? Ah, there we go. So if I have super chats, I will be able to read them too. God, this is such a pain in the ass. Anyway, what do you all want to talk about today? There's a whole lot going on. Obviously, people are talking about Kamala Harris. People are talking about the big peace deal over in the Middle East. We got the first round of at least the deal between Israel and UAE, United Arab Emirates. And for some reason, I noticed that there's a whole lot of people. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I see? I'm so flustered. I gotta say goodbye to good morning, everybody. I wasn't finished with that. Zero the Hero. Yes, the streak is over. But Zero the Hero, thank you for being here. Good morning, Gunfox61. Good morning to Grill and Pirate Pete, who I already said. Select a boy, and I can't even do yeah, boy. Also, good morning to Cindy Rochelle, Avocados Diablo, the Devil's Advocate. Hey, Larry. Also, good morning, Sean DW, Dark Isle, Mitch the Ripper, Tarai Deos. 3 days in a row. I am so honored that you are here. Good morning to Aaron Meredith, Renee Mayette, Cynical Lindsay, Katie Did Skate, X Bubba Hotep, John Smith, Gunfox61. I already said Gunfox61, didn't I? All you need, what's up? Yes, I made it back. Good morning. I said Uncle Bobbity, didn't I? Good morning, Uncle Bobbity. I am so honored that you're here, sir, because I know it's not always the best time for you to listen to the show. Good morning, Gamer Valine. Good morning to Check Your Logic. Hey, it's Monkey in the Morning. Who you calling a monkey, motherfucker? I just no, I know. My buddy Monkey. Good morning, Black Hebrew Israelite. That's right. I'm gonna do all the sound effects myself. How's that sound? Also, good morning to anyone else here is here. What's up? Attack Alpaca, Mad Max, Midnight in Exile, Mr. Dax. What's up, Mr. Dax? No Room for Squares, formerly Rod Line, who's still Rod Line in my eyes. And have I missed anybody? Okay. Well, if you want to be a part of the show today, and James Collar, Boomer Boogaloo Round, whatever. I got your boomer right here. I just look. I may have to change my moniker one of these days because I am the last of the boomers. Literally, I'm the last. I'm born in that one of those 2 years where they sometimes will call you a boomer, sometimes they'll call you Gen X, and so I am going to make myself officially the last boomer now. And my wife's about 9 months older than me, so I can call her Lady Boomer, which we do. We call her Lady Boomer on the internet, but I am the last of the boomers. All right, let's while we're waiting for anyone to jump in, I'm afraid to try to share the screen because it'll shut down all my windows, then I'm screwed again. But P-Dog Boomer. No. P-Dog Knight is a name that one of my friends gave me a while back, and I'm going to stick with it, even though I'm P-Dog Knight on the internet. Occasionally, I'm Lawyer Dog, but I'm not a lawyer. I only play one on the internet. And so anyway, so I'm going to go through JJ Sefton's opening here because he talks about this Middle East deal, and I think he does a pretty good job. Did somebody else just pop in? No, they didn't. Slapper 360, what's up? P Dog Knight the Boomer. Yes, okay, whatever. Close enough. I am the last boomer, not just boomer, but the last boomer. Yeah, I need a lawyer, dog. Anyways, JD Sefton on his opening's pretty good here, and you might get a couple chuckles, and it's appropriate. Again, if you'd like to join the show, it works best if you have earbuds or headphones or whatever, and there's a link right down here in the chat, right down here in the description, where you can jump in, and I will pull you in as people jump in. So if you want to get in that queue, click the link and make sure your microphone's on. Yeah, I can talk. Make sure your microphone's on, and you'll turn your YouTube window, mute your YouTube window when you jump into the studio. All right, here we go. JD7 says, good morning, kids. The weekend is here, and there are a number of things breaking, perhaps set to break as well as the ongoing dual insanities of violent Democrat leftist urban insurrection and mass house arrest via the Chinese lung AIDS Chinese lung AIDS scare that could have a major impact on the elections, as well as the life of the nation going forward. Before getting into that, we're going to start with a new feature where I call your attention to one or more of the links that I think are worthy of your time. Of late, the links, like Topsy, just growed, and there are always a few that tend to get lost in the sauce. And today's actually touches upon a number of things that hit upon why things are the way they are. In any case, the big story of the day is the historic peace deal between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, brokered by President Trump and team, including Jared Kushner. In so doing, the UAE becomes only the third Arab Muslim country to recognize Israel. And there is no question that given the current state of geopolitics, as well as the historic dynamic of the same in the Middle East, this is a game changer for a whole host of reasons. Michael Goodwin says the UAE becomes the first Gulf Arab state to normalize relations with Israel, and already there are speculations that others could soon follow, including the Saudis, Oman, and Bahrain. This changes the paradigm of diplomacy in the region, said Dor Gold, a veteran Israeli ambassador and former advisor to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. While this doesn't preclude an Israel-Palestinian relationship, it eliminates the Palestinian veto over Middle East peace. It also rattles Iran's cage, although the Saudis and others have had back channel security relationship with Israel. The fact that UAE, a predominantly Sunni confederation of the seven Emirates, formally recognizes what Iran calls the little Satan, has to drive the mullahs crazy. P-Dog, do you have two monitors? Yes, I do. I'm not okay. Talib, Jayapal, and Omar hardest hit. Yes, they're not happy. They are not happy. Oh, good God. Hang on a second, guys. I got to take a quick call here. This is my guys from outside. Give me a moment. All right, sorry, gang. Just life has to happen sometimes, and that was an important call. So I really apologize. It did not mean to be rude. So anyway, it should be noted that while the annexation of the Judea and Samaria, aka the West Bank, was a pretty big concession, it's only been tabled and not nixed entirely. Here's Robert Spencer's take. I'm hoping you can still hear me. I'm sure you can. The cone of silence has struck again. No, the cone of silence is over. Let's see here. Let me check something real quick. I'll just close that. Why is this not saving? This shit's pissing me off. Anyway, all right. This is not my day. This is not my day. Somebody joined the chat so I can just talk to somebody. Anyway, here's Robert Spencer's take. Words are cheap, but the UAE-Israel rapprochement doesn't seem, at least at this point, to be a grudging, reluctant, cold peace at all. The official statement announces that the delegations from Israel and the UAE will meet in the coming weeks to sign up bilateral agreements regarding investment, tourism, direct flights, security, telecommunications, technology, energy, healthcare, culture, the environment, the establishment of reciprocal embassies, and other areas of mutual benefit. Opening direct ties between the two of the Middle East's most dynamic societies and advanced economies will transform the region by spurring economic growth, enhancing technological innovation, and forging closer people-to-people relations. This is indeed historic, and it shows a weakening of the lockstep and Islam-based hatred of Israel that has dominated the Arab and Muslim states' response to the Jewish state up to now, with very few exceptions. The Palestinian Delusion explains in detail, there's a book, explains in detail the depth of that hatred, which stems apart from the frequently ignored fact that the Islamic hatred for Israel has a theological basis. But note that Netanyahu and the Crown Prince Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan thanked Trump for his dedication to peace in the region and the pragmatic and unique approach he has taken to achieve it. Oh my God. They credit Trump for this. Good morning, ham and beans. Good morning, bear cock. I'm going to say, is it Bear Cock or Bear Coke? I never know how to say that name. Is it Cock or Coke? I don't. Maybe you can give me a phonetic spelling of your name, Bear Cock or Bear Coke. I can't decide. Bear Cock's obviously much more fun. Well, no. Do not clip that. Do not clip that. Anyway, of course, the usual crackpots, from the flim-flam men of Peace Process Inc. to the Jew haters and of the Obama regime, went apeshit because the treaty exposes their complete incompetence, arrogant worldview, and dangerous ineptitude in terms of foreign policy. This is from Free Beacon. The deal received high marks from national security experts. Former White House Iran staffer and Foundation for Defense of Democracy's advisor Rich Goldberg said it was likely the greatest foreign policy achievement of any president in a generation. Oh my God. You know, there are some people who are not happy, and we're going to get to that. Good morning, Willie. What's up? Bearcock, you haven't answered my question yet. I'm waiting here. I'm waiting. Did I say goodbye to Ex-Bubba Hotep? I did say hi to Ex-Bubba Hotep. I keep seeing names pop up. Ding. The greatest foreign policy achievement of any president in a generation. You know, some people are talking Nobel Peace Prize. Wouldn't that be amazing? Not that the Peace Prize means anything. Hell, Barack Obama got a Peace Prize for just signing his W-2s. So I don't know, or his W-4. What is it when you decide how you're going to use your money when you get it, whatever? That's all Barack Obama did. They gave him a Peace Prize. They gave him a Peace Prize for not being George W. Bush. Well, I could get a Peace Prize for that. Anyway, And National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien even suggested the deal. Oh, and in fact, here it is. National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien even suggested the deal should make Trump a front runner for the Nobel Peace Prize. Can you hear heads exploding everywhere? But for Obama alum and Iran deal mastermind Ben Rhodes, the deal was, quote, dressed up as an election eve achievement for two leaders who want Trump to win. Is it a bad thing that the one great democracy in the Middle East, that their prime minister might want Trump to win? Is that a bad thing? I mean, is it? And the question I asked yesterday, and when I saw this, right? And I saw what the reactions people were having on Twitter, because I'm on Twitter all the time. I'm watching the reactions of some of these people on Twitter, right? And the first thought that came to my head is, wait a minute. Are peace deals bad now? Are peace deals bad? Hi, Makina programmer. How you doing? Are peace deals bad? You feel me? So, and then listen to this. This is a quote. We won't be fooled by another Trump Netanyahu deal. Squad member Rashida Tlaib of Michigan said, this Trump Netanyahu deal will not alleviate Palestinian suffering. It will further normalize it. Huh. Biden surrogate and Obama national security alum Ned Price accepted that the deal was a success, but qualified his praise. He said, this is a rare victory for Israel's long-term interests under Trump, who's done little but imperil them. I don't think so, motherfucker. And you know what? I'm doing this. Look, see the shirt I'm wearing today. See that? See that shirt? Can you see it? I've got to kind of move back and put it out like this. Here, there's the shirt. I think you can see it. I voted for the meteor. I thought we should have ended in 2016. So I'm not coming at this as like some Trump sycophant, although I certainly have learned to appreciate the man. Just, I mean, yeah, he has some quirks that I can do without, but hey, the question is, does he get the job done? I mean, now everyone's gonna say, well, he let 150 million or 150,000 Americans die. Well, you know what? A lot of people have people dying from a virus that you can't really control. I'm sorry, it's a virus. You can't control it, and the president is not a dictator, no matter what people say, and anything he would have done at any stage that other people say he should have known in January, he should have known in December, he should have shut the country down January 1st when we had no idea what this virus was, right? We had no idea. We've learned things. Why the meteor, not the tsunami? Because the meteor would just end all life. The tsunami would just take care of one country. I'm talking take the whole world out. Anyway, good morning, Johnny Hellcat. How you doing? And who else just showed up? Someone else just showed up. RVA, what's up? What's up, RVA Dar? So, Ben Rhodes, the millennial pseudo-intellectual pinhead who mocked the press for being millennial pseudo-intellectual pinheads by swallowing his tripe whole and begging for seconds, and JJ calls him her Rancida Taliban, Rashida Tlaib, the fish-faced anti-Semite from the great state of Squalor, who do the world a considerable favorite by wearing a full burqa and ball gag instead of being an apostate and polluting it with her visions and breath, were gagging on their bile, among other things. You're backstage. Wait a minute. Are you? I don't see anyone backstage. I'm look. I don't. There's no one here. Oh my God! What the hell is going on? Hey, well, we'll figure it out. None of my stuff's coming up. Do I have? Oh, I have. Shit, guys, I have to give you a different link because I forgot that link didn't work either. So hang on. That's why I don't have any coming here. Jesus Christ, this has been a terrible morning. By the way, I'm going to change the link here just a second. And we're gonna have to close. I'm gonna change the link. Give me a second. Good God, everything's going wrong this morning. Can you believe this? Let me change the link. I'll have to change it in the description too. Let's see here. Streamlabs. Let me hang on a second. Everything's screwed up today. We'll put a new timer here. Change this. Give me a second. All right. And here, I'm going to put the link right here in the stream right now. That StreamYards link that I'm putting in the stream right now is the link to get to the show. I got to change the description. Hang on a second. Let's see if YouTube will let me do this because they wouldn't let me change the thumbnail. Let's see here. Did it work? It did not. Well, let's see if it'll let me change the description here. Open mic day. Here's the. I'm changing the StreamYard link in the. This is just quite the day, isn't it? Well, let me do at least that much. Jesus Christ. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, I didn't answer the stupid questions. That's why. Okay, hang on. God, this is a pain in the ass. But, YouTube fix your shit, right? Hey, now we got a new. Yes, I know I have a Streamlabs donation. Yes, thank you. Now that all this crap is going on. Thank you, Duck Dog, with the 556. Unfortunately, you didn't get a beautiful alert or anything, but it says for the 556, thank you, Duck Dog. Fuck Fridays. That's all. Well, today I'm going to agree with you wholeheartedly because this Friday has just been crap. Oh my God, this is a pain in the ass. And why am I seeing this in 360p? Jesus Christ. I'm like, I look all fuzzy and shit. Hey, there I am. I look beautiful now. All right. Thank you. Okay, I see people in the chat in the okay, now that I see you in the queue, there's a new link. I'm gonna put it in there again. I see you, Zero the Hero, and I'll get you in just a second. So let me finish this up with JJ Sefton, and then we'll go to the open mics here. Meanwhile, somewhere in oh, wait a minute. That was terrible. Meanwhile, somewhere in Colorama, there are a couple of individuals rage stoking, not just because of the deal, because Joe Biden opened his mouth again without permission. Yes, the handlers didn't get the didn't get the chance to check Joe Biden's script, and he went off script. This is from the Daily Wire. Biden said that the coming together of Israel and Arab states builds on the efforts of multiple administrations. Really? Because the administration you were in didn't do shit. But anyway, excuse me. He said it built on the efforts of multiple administrations to foster a broader Arab-Israeli opening, including the efforts of the Obama-Biden administration to build on the Arab Peace Initiative, adding, quote, I personally spent time with leaders of both Israel and the UAE during our administration, building the case for cooperation and broader engagement and the benefits it could deliver both nations. And I am gratified by today's announcement. So let's see. Oh, wait. I'll finish this little section here. As it turned out, Israel never compromised on those issues. The Golan Heights, the West Bank withdrawal, East Jerusalem. And yet the UAE has made peace. So Biden's citation of the Arab Peace Initiative to buttress his claim that the Obama administration had anything to do with this deal is ludicrous. Luda. But in one sense, Biden is correct, albeit not for the reasons he cited. The Obama administration, by its support for the theocratic, despotic Iranian regime, the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, triggered Egypt, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia to link with Israel, as all four countries were aware of the Iranian threat to all of them. In other words, the Obama administration did look. Kind of here's a parallel. There's a parallel here into what Joe Biden said. Joe Biden said that the this including the efforts of the Obama Biden administration. You know what else they did? Remember when the jumpstart economy the little there's a change. There was absolute change when Trump's policy started to take effect, and all of a sudden the economy even got better, even though been trickling for 8 years under Obama, and then it really got better, right? And the Obama and Biden, they all took credit for the economy, even 3 years in to the Trump administration. And then the what is it, the Asian sniffles thing, the Hong Kong. Okay, I don't want to say Hong Kong flu. That's racist. Ding. The whatever, the coronavirus shit, that all happened and everything went to shit. And then now we had nothing to do with that now. But I bet you if the economy came storming back right this minute, which it's slowly doing some improving, right? I bet you they'd start taking credit for the economy again. Well, how the hell can you take any credit for this deal whatsoever? 4 years, almost 4 years. Let's just say in the fourth year of Donald Trump's presidency, this deal happens. The coming together of Israel and Arab states builds on the efforts of multiple administrations to foster a broader Arab-Israeli opening, including the efforts of the Obama-Biden administration to build on the Arab Peace Initiative. Excuse me. Bullshit! Way to go, genius. Now, and here's what the people are pissed about with Biden, because Biden went off script. Way to go, genius. You just congratulated President Trump for something your entire party is trying to attack him for, as well as made yourself and Obama look like incompetent boobs in underscoring your foreign policy disaster of demonizing Israel while pushing the Iranians to take over the region and then taking credit for the treaty. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I give Trump 100% credit for this. Now I'm about to bring you in Zero and Ex-Bubba Hotep's also on deck, and also James Colley is also in the hole. So I'm getting to you guys, I promise. Why did I do that? Here we go. Other big story, or quite possibly non-story, if past is prologue, is Attorney General William Barr has announced that there will be a serious development in the Durham investigation that is dropping today. We'll see whatever that it is. I know he said it wasn't going to be earth-shattering, but it's going to be something. Personally, it had better be the announcement of indictments of key players as opposed to flunkies. and not the usual huffing and puffing and then just stating case closed. Expect the latter, but hope for the former and keep your pudding close to it. Just by that, whatever, just in case. All right. That's it. That's enough about me and JJ Sefton's opening. Let's bring somebody in that probably is smarter than me, and we'll start taking the calls as we're running out of time, and just because of my technical difficulties. Good morning, or let me add 0 to here to the stream. Good morning, sir. I hope you can hear me. Say something, and so I know that
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Fan-fucking-tastic. I can hear you. What's happening,
awesome.
my friend?
Good. I'm
What's
all right.
up?
I'm all right.
What do you want to talk about today, man?
I want to quick talk about that Yale University. You see that shit that's going on where they finally DOJ is accepting the fact that they were being racist.
Yes, that's very interesting. I think I have an education tab. I might even have a story on that. But what's your take on that?
It's about time. Like they finally realize what's going on, and it's like, oh hey, they should not be doing this. You know, it just goes to show that, you know, racism exists no matter where it is, what you target. You know.
Well, and you know they what they've been always saying, that you redefine racism as prejudice plus power, right? And if you're going to say it's prejudice plus power, and clearly Asians are a minority in this country, and you're using your power to take away something that they have earned, that's their definition of racism, right?
That's right. Yeah.
You know,
Where's that sound pad? That's right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I do have, let's see, the Justice Department probes into Yale. If you don't know what we're talking about, I got a quick thing here. I'll just read the kind of headline here. Justice Department probe into Yale finds civil rights violations, discrimination against Asian American and white applicants. The Justice Department investigation has found that Yale University illegally discriminated against Asian American and white applicants and violated the 1964 Civil Rights Act while receiving millions in taxpayer funding. Following a 2-year investigation, the Justice Department notified Yale of the violations of Title VI, which prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, or national origin in programs that receive taxpayer money. They said in the statement on Thursday, and they tweeted some stuff. There's a whole bunch of other things. Anything in that? Anything else in that case stand out to you that you've read about, or is anything that, you know? What do you have any other wisdom that you can talk about that?
I mean, not really. I saw the Styx video on it today, and it was just like, I was like, oh, how about that? You know, it just goes to show that, you know, so many people are like, oh, decrying racism of, you know, black people not getting into college and this and that. And it's like, oh, hey, look, here's the other side of the argument, saying, you know, people who are smart enough to get into Yale, smart enough to, you know, do well in schools and all that kind of stuff, are getting denied based on race. So it's like, okay, well, that, like it said in Title VI, racist. Duh. There you go. It's just, it's really unfortunate.
And it's literally a race-based thing they're doing. So they're, you know, because you're Asian, they're going to lower, you know, you're going to lower your score in whatever formula they have. And then, you know, and I get if they're trying to increase some diversity, but I think that's the wrong way to go about it. If you want to increase diversity, maybe have a program where you go out and find talented students, maybe at early stage, and have some kind of program for them to encourage them to keep striving for excellence. And maybe then you'll have more kids, you know, that'll have this, rather than, see, it just pisses me off.
Oh, I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
Because, you know, as I was growing up, I was a pretty smart kid. And I know that and I ended up going to, I went to Drake University. It's in Des Moines, a small private university. And I got in there, I had like, I think I had a 28 ACT, and the average ACT there was like 24. And so, but it was always that question, you know, I'm a black guy at Drake, and it's always that question like, well, did you get in here on a special program? And I said, no, I did better than you in school. I had pretty much straight A's all through school, and I had a nice ACT score.
Yeah.
That's how I got into Drake. And I don't want someone to lower the expectations for me. I want people to strive to be up to those expectations and actually succeed,
Oh yeah,
instead of having lower expectations. So, so I agree.
Striving is definitely like a word no one uses anymore, because like, oh hey, you can just, people are using that to I'll just use my race to get in. It's like, no, just be smart and you'll go far. You'll go really far.
Well, and we have a generation of people who believe that they're being held down when there's opportunity everywhere. Again, my son, he did great in school. And schools, I maybe this is fair, maybe it's not, but there's a lot of schools out there. If you are Black and you are really smart, you'll go to school for free. That's the university version of reparations. Okay. And so my son went to school for tuition free. All we had to pay was his room and board because he was super smart, and the school that he went to had this program to get more Black students into the school. That's how you gain, diversity in your school. Offer ways to get people there who are already smart and can already be, achieve the goals or whatever. So anyway, anything else you got? Let me give any last words on that one, and I'm going to move on.
Yeah, that's all I really got. But one more thing, like, with Obama's, Peace Prize winning, his speech, it was like, why do we have to stay at war? I'm like, did Dick Cheney run for president or something? Or what the hell's going on? It's just like, yeah.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah. I got to go find, Steven Crowder did a song called Peace Prize way back then. It was hilarious. But anyway. All right, man. Well, thank you for joining me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I love this show a lot. It's a great show to listen to in the mornings. It really is. I love it a lot.
I appreciate it. And thanks for being a regular on the show. I appreciate it, man. All right, I'm going to move on. Thank you. All right, moving on. On deck here is Mr. James Colley, who I'm adding the stream as I speak. Good morning, Mr. James Colley, a friend from way back from the Lords of the Night. How you doing, sir?
Fairly good.
Oh, hello. Oh, there you
Hello?
go. I'm fantastic. I can hear you. I think you have your volume up. Do you have a headphone or headset with you?
Yeah, I have a headset. I'm doing it from my phone, so this is kind of weird.
Oh no, I can. It's working just fine. All right, what's going on, man? What do you want to talk about?
I have a conspiracy theory.
Oh, wait, hang on a second. Okay, let's hear it.
All right. How about what if Biden is discreetly trying to sabotage his own campaign?
I've heard that more than once. Isn't it strange?
Well, if you really stop and think about it, he picks Kamala as his running mate.
Mm-hmm.
The same woman that was just outright shot down by Tulsi Gabbard during the debates.
Right.
Confront her on all her BS. So you got that. He picks her.
Well, and I'm going to interrupt you for a second. And he picks her from a state that he doesn't need any help in.
Exactly.
Also, and also, so I don't know if you know who H.A. Goodman is, but I listen to him every once in a while, and he's convinced that this is the case. There's a guy named H.A. Goodman on YouTube. He's a journalist and writer or whatever, and he's written for a lot of the Jerusalem Post and Cleveland New Deal, and he's a published author and writer, and he thinks that Biden's trying to there's going to be some kind of sabotage to Biden's campaign. And now it's a little late now, but they thought that Biden would somehow be dropping out by now, and that they would try to install Hillary Clinton again. He believes they are actually going to try to run Hillary Clinton again. And I don't know. I would be looking over my shoulder all the time if I was Joe Biden, because he's not making them happy.
Well, with all his comments, I believe he knows exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the option I've come up with is it's basically Bernie never come out and said, screw the DNC, for the cheating that happened in 16 and then his failed attempt this last time.
Right.
Biden, you've got a man that during the Obama administration, he was not allowed to speak. He was allowed to talk 2 or 3 times during the campaign. They found out that he's just going to be straight, blunt, and to the point. So you can't have that. So they kept him away from microphones.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're doing it now too, obviously.
Well, they're doing it now for a different reason.
Right, because he can barely put a sentence together. But
exactly.
Yeah.
Let
me ask you this real quick.
He was eloquent about it.
I want to finish with this question with you. To what end do you think, or for what reason do you think Biden is trying to sabotage his own campaign? Give me a short synopsis, and then we're going to move on.
Short synopsis. Basically, because he got stepped over for Hillary.
Mm-hmm. But do you think he's trying to lose, or do you think he's trying to lose, or do you think he's trying to get out of the campaign and have somebody else be the presidential candidate?
That is a good question, and I've thought about it. He's trying to lose it.
Okay.
He's going to try and lose it.
Okay. And any reason?
He's going to try and lose it because he knows his health is declining.
Okay. Yeah. If he wins, what is it, like 65% of the American people think he's not going to finish his first term. Yeah. That's weird. Why was he in the nominee? So
exactly.
All right. Well, hey, any last words real quick? I got to move on because I have a couple people waiting. Anything else?
Just a big fan of you, and I'm proud of what you've done with your show, and I hope you get bigger.
All right, man. Thanks. And you guys have been helping me. You've been sharing and telling other people and stuff. So I really appreciate you. Thank you for being on, and have a great day.
You too, sir.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, so next up will be Gamer Valine, and then right behind Gamer Valine will... Oh, wait a minute. X-Bubba Hotep, you were here. Did you leave and come back? All right, well, I'll make sure that I get both of you in here. And James, if you can log out of the screen there, and so in case anyone else wants to get in line. Actually, I'm going to put X-Bubba Hotep on here. I think they might do him. All right, I said Gamer Valine. Gamer Valine, you're next, and then X-Bubba Hotep, you'll be right behind her. All right. Good morning, Gamer Valine, my favorite gun-toting chick from the Southwest. What's up?
Well, I'm actually from the Mid-Atlantic. I just live here now.
Well, you live in Arizona, so you're from the Southwest, as far as I know.
I got street cred from Baltimore.
All right, yeah. Oh, that's right. You're from there too. All right, cool. Well, what's up? What do you want to talk about today?
You're talking about the Iran deal and everything.
Yeah.
All of these people seem to forget, and especially Tlaib. She keeps denouncing Israel.
Right.
They held off several countries on their own. They don't give a shit. They've already lobbed bombs into other countries within recent years. I think it was Syria most recently. They just, we're going to bomb that airfield. But everybody has become so against Israel, and it's actually tilting against us because OPEC, though it was founded on the US dollar, they don't play by the rules that we established for them anymore.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing that everybody seems to forget. They're like, oh, OPEC's a cartel. OPEC's a cartel. Yeah, we started that cartel. That's why we just bought a ton of oil off of them to go, we'll just stick it in our reserves and not touch our wells. We own you, basically. And that's Talib and them. They're insane and they're not recalling history, which is why this statue demolition and all of that stuff going on, the erasure of history, is a massive problem.
Right.
So I don't know what you're taking of it with them denouncing Israel. I'm just referring back to the 6-Day War. Like, that happened then.
Well, you know, I mean, obviously Israel's been a target in the Middle East for a long time. So anytime you get a peace deal like this, and it puts a crack in OPEC too. You know, as far as like I said, now it kind of this deal kind of paves the way for, like they said, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia. I can't remember the other one they talked about in this one, but it's like, okay, for someone like Talib and the people who are totally Palestinian centered, doing this without any of those things they wanted to happen for the Palestinians says that, hey, we can't fuck around anymore because everyone's worried about Iran. And the Iran's been helping the Palestinians. And so it obviously throws a monkey wrench into that. And the Palestinians, you know, they're in some parts, I can't remember which part of it is the West Bank or the Gaza. It's the West Bank, I think. They're sick of Hezbollah. Some of them are sick. They want peace too. But Hezbollah is insistent that there is no peace, that they want to push the Israelis into the sea. This deal really doesn't bode well for Hezbollah and Iran too. If they start becoming allies with other Sunni states, Iran is in trouble, and Iran's in trouble internally too. So the internal turmoil in Iran, this also exacerbates that.
Well, that's not going to change, and the easiest way, that's kind of why they're biting back. They know they're cornered right now because the U.S. has a leader that's not going to bend over and kiss their ass. They're just going to say, you do realize we can drop a Moab on you and there's no radiation, right? That's just what the president's saying. I mean, granted, I think he's an asshole, but he's an effective asshole.
Mm-hmm.
They more idle threats. It's when I was in Italy in 2016 on deployment, 2017, right as Trump took over, Iran was still getting a little feisty. Right before we went, they had seized a boat of Riverines. Riverines run security for carriers. Okay. Well, their boat became disabled and they decided to shift. And then last year they shot a drone out of the sky and said they targeted a P-8. Well, by what the Navy was saying, the P-8 had a crew on board. They had 2 flight crews. That's 20, almost 30 people that they targeted. They didn't shoot them down though. And they went for the drone. They already know they can't play. They can bark and snap, but they know if they bite, they're screwed. It's not their internal turmoil is nothing because basically the U.S. just has to unleash a couple things and then they know their citizens will take the rest.
Right.
And Israel launch into them to just take advantage of the chaos.
Sure. Well, and I used to chuckle when they'd show what kind of little boats they were using to make these attacks. Yes, these small little boats taking attacks like on the U.S. ships, and they're used. I mean, they look like something I'd see on Lake Minnetonka, And if the United States wanted, they could just blow them out of the water one shot.
Did you ever see the image of the USS Boxer? Going through the Strait of Hormuz?
No, Are you throwing?
I'm sharing this. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I can share things. I'm taking a chance on doing this. Can I add it to stream? Oh, there it goes. It worked.
Notice the 2 armored vehicles that are hanging off the flight deck.
Oh yeah.
The Sea Whiz that's on top because it's angled for aerial attack. doesn't reach
Okay.
down far enough. Those armored vehicles do, though.
Oh, really?
Come mess with that floating dock.
Okay.
That's a ship that carries Marines. So, yeah, that's to give you an idea of what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz. That is basically Iran is showing their teeth, but they can't do anything else because we're going through prepared. We did the same thing when we lobbed Tomahawks into Syria. The Russian fleet was pulling up on the U.S. fleet, and all their destroyers turned sideways and basically said, "We're right here. Come find us.
Come get us, baby. Come get some." Yeah, you know, their Navy doesn't have the capabilities to really do damage. I mean, they can do some superficial damage, and they can do damage, but not, let's just say, not for very long and not sustained whatsoever. So, all right. Well,
but yeah,
cool.
I love watching the Iran stuff play out. I like the chaos because I'm like, you all have no idea. You're just playing with fire right now.
Right.
So
okay.
But
all right.
enjoy.
Oh, I was gonna say, do you have any last words? I'm gonna bring another person in.
No, I was just coming on to talk about the Iran stuff and a couple little minor details.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you, and I kind of enjoy you teaching Blunty Blonde how to use weapons. That was although I haven't seen a stream lately, maybe because I just haven't found them.
I've been sleeping weird hours, so going over has been kind of difficult. And with it being 110, we can't get to the range. So
okay. Yeah, I suppose that's a factor. So all right. Well, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate you, and thanks for being a loyal follower of the Morning Night Live.
Have a good morning.
All right. See you later. Cindy Rochelle, you are up next. And my favorite nomad on the planet, Cindy Rochelle, what's up?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. What's happening? Where's the cats? I don't see any cats in the background.
Oh my God, they're everywhere.
Okay.
There's
all right.
cats in here, so they're somewhere. I wanted to talk about what James Coley was talking about Biden wanting to be president. I have been seeing that ever since he started campaigning and started running, before the primaries, because he was not making an effort. It seemed like he did not want it, that to me at least. And I have more conspiracy theory. I think
here we go.
Wants Trump to win. They want him to win. He's going to cause more division in the U.S., which is going to break us down. Yep. And that's what they want. They want us divided. They want us ripping each other's throats out.
I've heard people say that before too. I don't know if that's what it is, because the Democrats absolutely want power.
That's how they're going to get it.
And if
they're going to pick up the pieces after everything burns down to the ground.
The problem is, Trump is, let's just take the economy, for example, and the Wuhan sniffles. Trump has made it clear that he wants the economy going again, and the people are getting tired. People are getting tired of these governors locking everybody down, and people are starting to figure out, for example, that even though we seem to be having more and more cases, the death rate's going down. You can't pretend it's not. So the people are tired of being restricted, and Trump is against that. And the Democrats have been using that as I don't know if they believe what they're saying, or if they're using it as a way to damage the president that they don't like. But the idea that they don't want power now and are willing to wait another 4 years for it.
They're not going to have to wait another 4 years. I don't think we'll last another 4 years like this, especially as they keep locking people down. That creates more angst, more people out, more people are going to be going hungry, and their families are going to be hungry. They're going to be desperate. This is
right.
like we haven't seen before.
But if Trump's reelected, I think the people are going to start to figure out that it's not him who's locking them down; it's their local government. Because really, as much as
the MSM is going to keep saying it's his fault, it's his fault.
They will, but the beauty of Trump being kind of I joke that he's a jackass, but that fact that he's so stubborn about he doesn't let the press speak for him. He uses Twitter and he uses his press conferences. He circumvents them all the time, and he also basically tricks them into amplifying anything he says. Just the stupid spelling mistakes, or just by constantly, it's funny. Half of CNN's programming, it seems like, talks about what Trump tweeted last. And so he forces them to they forces them to put his message out, even though they're trying to disparage him.
But
his message still gets out.
Muddied. It's getting muddied. It makes people confused. Half the most people aren't tuned in to this,
right?
Like we
True.
are.
They constantly lie about it.
Exactly.
And granted, he's not always 100% truthful. He exaggerates a lot of things and whatever. But I just, so the guy
exaggerated. He's a terrible, the worst exaggerator ever.
Right. And yeah, he's I would say the word is superfluous. as I try to break out my thesaurus. But for example, the guy that a guy who's doing some work on my house today, I had, that's what he just finished. That's why I had to take a break, and I had to pay him. So that's what was important. I had to run and go pay the guy. He's talked to me, and I told him, yeah, I do this stream every morning, and he's, oh, what's your stream about? Politics and current events. And he's like, yeah, what do you think about this coronavirus? And we get to talking, and he's like, yeah, I see all this stuff going on, and I'm kind of a middle of the road guy, but I can't, I right now, I only can support Trump because I can't support Biden, because all this shit that's going on is just going to get worse because they support all of it. And so if you think about like some of the stuff that was going on in the late 60s too, and into the early 70s, there was all this. The civil rights movement was a great thing, and we got the 64 civil rights bill, and we started, we made those changes, but there are still people rioting in the streets, and that wasn't good for the people who supported that. And so if they continue this with Trump, it's going to be, I think it's going to be worse for them. I don't think they're going to be able to tear down the country completely. I guess maybe that's my point. I
think we've lost the Cold War, but I've given up all hope at this point.
So you've been completely black-pilled. Yeah. You know what? I actually have some hope, and whether this election is going to be really wild. I don't know what to expect. But I think things will calm down after the election, because whether Trump wins or Biden wins, the media is going to have to, whatever their agenda is, they're going to have to want more normal times. And if they keep stoking this shit, I think they're going to realize that I think at some point they got to realize they're causing some of this problem. And I think they will. I think they might have to mellow out no matter who wins.
I think they do realize it, and it's going to be the new normal.
Yeah, I hope not. I really do. But I know. But hey, at least you can drive somewhere else when things get shitty, right?
For now.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Anything else you want to add?
Nope. That's it. Thanks for all you do.
Oh, well, thank you. And I appreciate you. Cindy always tweets out my show, just like a lot of you do. And I greatly appreciate that. And the show's been growing because of people like you. And I thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And
right.
We'll catch you later.
All right. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Let me see. Do I have anything to finish up with? Let me just check the Twitter machine here to see if there's anything that anything new or breaking news. I haven't heard anything about AG Barr yet, or any announcement that's been made from John Durham. On the Explore tab on Twitter right now, something called Project Power, which is something on Netflix. I have no idea what it is. I'm not even going to click it. Looks like a show on Netflix, so I don't care about that. Let's check what's trending or in the news or new breaking news on the news tab. This is finally coming out. If you don't know the name Cannon Hinnant, his funeral is held today. Funeral held for 5-year-old Cannon Hinnant, who was fatally shot while riding his bike. Now, this is Twitter, how they put this news out. 25-year-old man has been charged with first-degree murder in the death of Cannon Hinnant, who was killed on Sunday evening in Wilson, North Carolina. Can you imagine? Now, first of all, put a 1 in the chat if you know who Cannon, or know the story about Cannon Hinnant. Put a 2 if you don't know the story about Cannon Hinnant, because this is an interesting headline. Very interesting headline. And I'm going to read this again, and then I'm going to give you some details. Funeral held for 5-year-old Cannon Hinnant, who was fatally shot while riding his bike. Does that sound like that's a pretty passive headline, isn't it? Everyone knows about it, except for Check Your Logic. A 25-year-old man was charged with first-degree murder in the death of Cannon Hinnant, who was killed on Sunday evening in Wilson, North Carolina. Yeah, it seems like you all know the case. Darius, oh my God, let me see. Okay, now let's read the USA Today article. This is yeah, F for fail. Absolutely a fail here. By the way, the normal shill stuff, Streamlabs link and all that stuff, you can't see it on this screen, but it still works, and I am still notified of those notifications. Police in North Carolina police say North Carolina man faces murder charge in shooting death of a 5-year-old boy. Well, at least they hinted that it was a murder, not just fatally shot, right? The passive fatally shot while riding his bike. No, he was murdered. Oh, now here we go again. A North Carolina man faces a first-degree murder charge in the shooting death of a 5-year-old boy, according to local media reports. Was riding his bike in the neighborhood. Police arrested Darius Sessoms, 25, on Monday after a brief search. Now, by the way, I think he was taken in alive. That's significant. Police arrested Darius Sessoms, 25, on Monday after a brief search. The child, identified as Cannon Hinnant, was shot Sunday evening in Wilson, North Carolina, according to the police. He was taken to the local hospital, where he later died. The Wilson Police Department sends its sincerest condolences and prayers to the family of Cannon during this tragic time, WPD said in the news release. Sessoms was located inside a residence in Goldsboro, North Carolina, police said. Goldsboro is about 30 minutes south of Wilson, which was 50 miles east of the state's capital city of Raleigh. Kids are in shock. Family says 6 children were home when the Florida woman... What? Wait. What? That's a whole different story. The Wilson Police Department would like to thank U.S. Marshals Carolina's Violent Fugitive Task Force, Goldsboro Police Department, and Wayne County Sheriff's Department for their assistance in apprehending Sessoms, the Wilson Police Department said in a news release. Listen to this. Few details about the shooting have been made available by police. USA Today requested Sessoms' arrest report from the Wilson Police Department. A spokesman for the department provided a link to the police website which listed Sessoms' Monday's arrest, but did not include the arrest reports. The spokesman later provided an incident report to USA Today that didn't include any further details about Sesam's arrest or the shooting. I'm going to read the rest of this because okay, because there are details. This is incredible to me. This is USA Today, the useless today, I like to call it. Sessom sets a court date for August 25th. According to online records, the Raleigh News and Observer reported Sessom served 2 prison terms in 2017. Wilson County District Court Judge John Britt told Sessoms during a virtual hearing on Tuesday that he has the right to represent himself or hire a lawyer, or he could ask for a court-appointed lawyer. Sessoms, who is being held in the Wilson County Jail without bond, said he wanted to try to hire a lawyer. What, to make sure you're just to reduce your sentence? Because everyone knows what happened. Now, here it is. WRAL TV in North Carolina reported witnesses told police Cannon was riding his bike outside his father's home when he was shot in the head. Again, very passive language. WRAL reported Cannon's funeral on Thursday. Annan Hinnett, Cannon's father, told this TV station that he and Sessoms were neighbors for 8 years. There wasn't anything between me and him, any bad blood whatsoever, for him to have a reason to do this. I wish I had my wow sound that you could hear, because wow, that's the article from the Useless Today. Now, if you're not familiar with this case, let me get you up to speed. And again, even in Twitter's description, few details about the shooter have been made by police. Well, and does it matter that he was a black man? Well, in this case, it's significant because of why he shot the kid. And he bragged about why he shot the kid. No few details. They're all over the internet. Everyone knows what happened. Let's see if anyone else has this. Let's see how ABC. Wait a minute. Let's see. Okay, here's Fox 5 in Orlando. Let's see what Fox 5 does with this story. So, because we're going through all this turmoil in this country about, black people being murdered in the streets by police officers, when that's really a rare incident, right? That's rare. Even though we know every name because it's rare. All the other 7,500 people, black people who die a year that aren't killed by police officers, you might hear about them locally, but it's pretty rare that you hear about it, unless, of course, they're killed by a white Hispanic. But the song Self-Destruction comes to my mind every year when we start talking about this. If you're not familiar with that, a bunch of rappers got together, look it up on YouTube. Just look up Self-Destruction song. Let's see how this local channel does it. Authorities have charged Darius Sessoms, 25, with first-degree murder. Oh, interesting. Someone's being charged with first-degree murder of a 5-year-old. A 5-year-old riding his bike. First-degree murder. Oh, the boy when he was shot in the head. No, Sessoms pulled up, put a gun to his head, and shot him point blank. Sessoms rejected the judge's attempt to appoint an attorney for him. The Wilson County Clerk's Office said Thursday that he still had not hired an attorney. If they try to have some defense for this guy of his PTSD for all the black men being killed, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Family members said the boy was out playing outside his father's house on Sunday. Again, when he was shot in the head. No, when Sessom walked up to him at point blank range and murdered him. Doris LeBrant, who witnessed the shooting, told WRAL that Sessoms ran up to the child and fired before running back into his own house. My first reaction was he was playing with the kids, Libran said. For a second, I thought that couldn't happen. people don't just run across the street and kill kids. That's the end of their story. But at least we got a detail that the USA Today didn't think was significant. Eyewitness had been interviewed already about it. Let's see. Anything else? This is a local ABC station. Oh, by the way, did I mention that Darius Sessions is a black man who the police arrested for a first-degree murder of a 5-year-old. And they took him in without beating him or killing him. Whoa. Wow. Police officers didn't kill the man. All right. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a chance here. Hopefully this works. If it doesn't work, thanks for being here on the Morning Night Live. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 1500 GMT for those in other parts of the world. If this stream suddenly dies because I try to share this, then we won't watch it. I'm signing out now. Please share the stream. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit that bell. Donations through Streamlabs, Venmo, and Cash App down in the description. And if you want to do super chats in the future, hopefully by Monday I'll have my OBS working again, and we'll be able to do. Well, you can do super chats. You just won't hear the alerts. But if this stream suddenly dies, because for some reason when I share things on the stream, it screws things up. So that's my sign off. I'm P-Dog Knight. I'm out of here. Everything like that. No outro. If this doesn't die, but I'm going to try to share the screen. If it works, great. If it doesn't, see ya. But I'm going to end with this one report. It's about 46 seconds long if it works. And, hasn't died. Up. Okay, well, I'm in here twice now. We'll close the other one, and here's the new one. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm not going to be able to share it. So I'm going to put a link to this, what I was trying to send you. Let's see if it came back on. I'll send a link. Am I back? Okay, there we go. I will send the link to this report to you via the chat, and you can watch it yourself. Let's see if I can get this here. It's on Twitter, so whatever. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Thanks, everyone who joined us on the show today. Next week is the 400th episode. Next Friday, the 400th episode of the Morning Night Live. Hopefully, I'll have some guests and maybe even have a couple people call in while I have guests too. So we'll see if that happens. But in the chat, I put the link to the Twitter video of the local report in North Carolina. Rest in peace to Cannon Hinnett. This is one of those things where obviously I don't see any marches for Cannon Hinnett yet. Who knows? But there's a lot of people that went to the funeral, a lot of people mourning the death of this kid, and this guy basically shot him because he said, I think one of his statements. Well, here, let's see. Let me see what a couple of things here. There's a couple of tweets here that I'm going to share. One of this woman says, as a black woman, let me be clear. What this black man did is sickening and horrific. He was arrested and will go to prison. But don't bring up the Black Lives Matter movement because it's about black people being killed and their killers not being held accountable. Yeah. So, and you're talking about it's not about black people being killed and their killers not being held accountable. That's not what the Black Lives Matter movement's about. The Black Lives Matters movement is about black people being killed by law enforcement or white people in the rare instances that they are not held accountable. That's a significant difference, because it's not when they're being killed by other black people or other circumstances. It's only in those rare circumstances. And it's rare or rarer than it is for other populations. At least statistically, when you take account police interactions. So, why does BLM, okay, but why does BLM continuously get brought up in this man as a child murderer? Plain and simple, he has no place in the movement, yet people will use this as fuel against it in a city, because he referred to it when he killed the kid. And I think he even put something online, like some video about talking about it. I mean, what are you going to do? Let's see. Anyone else on here? And then someone here, I don't give a shit. He is white. It's time for revenge. We tired shit over what we now shooting y'all. Go cry to your mama. Blew his little at Dante Salvador. Blew his little white privileged brains clean out his head. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. That's healthy. Anyway, rest in peace to Cannon Hinnant in Wilson, North Carolina. All right, people, that's it. I got to go. My name's P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Have a great day. Bye-bye.